What's up guys, it's Tommy here, and in this video we will look at the latest reports about Liverpool being confident that both Salah and Van Dijk will stay and sign a new contract. And that's what the Football Insider news outlet is reporting, that both Mo Salah and Van Dijk will stay at Liverpool for at least another season, another year. And let me know your score prediction for the Liverpool-Everton game. After 17 long days, Liverpool are back playing football, and we haven't played a Premier League game in ages, like in 3 weeks I think. And this Liverpool-Everton game could be a massive step for Liverpool towards the Premier League title. It's a Merseyside derby and Liverpool will be hungry to get revenge on Everton and also to put right the wrongs of the League Cup final and the defeat against Paris Saint-Germain and going out of the Champions League on penalties in a very cruel fashion. So Stephen Borson, who is actually used to be a Man City financial advisor, he believes that Salah and Van Dijk will remain at Liverpool for at least another year. And Football Insider even revealed at the end of March, on March the 31st, that Salah is in very advanced talks with Liverpool over a new contract, and the contract announcement could be imminent in the next week or two. And so Stefan Borson said the cost of replacing Trent like for like really can't be done, because I would say that Trent Alexander is a fairly unique player, so they can't replace him easily, Liverpool. They have just got to hope that probably Bradley or somebody else, some other youth player, maybe can fill the gap and make the savings on the wages. I do think that Trent's a player that's probably on between 125 and 150,000 pounds per week maybe, so there's a chunky wage saving. Trent is on like 150k or 160k, something like that. But it's very disappointing to lose a player of that age on a free transfer. Trent is 26, he's the best right back in the world, especially going forward, and his creativity is only matched by Mo Salah. Stefan Borson also went on to say, I would think that Van Dijk and Salah are probably going to stay at Liverpool at least for another year, but certainly if they were to lose another one of those players, Liverpool, that would be a story, and that would be absolutely massive headache for Liverpool going into the summer transfer window, because Salah has 32 goals and 22 assists in 43 games, 41 of them starts. And that is absolutely mind-blowing. 54 goal contributions. 54 goal contributions in just 43 games. Absolutely mind-blowing. Liverpool cannot replace that output. And Football Insider was also told that a £40 million offer for Jorel Hato would be accepted, and he could be the Joe Gomez replacement, because Liverpool are looking to sell Joe Gomez. He's injury prone and he's also looking to further his career, and he wants to go to a club where he's playing regularly. And Jorel Hato is having an amazing season at Ajax. Ajax just recently beat PSV Eindhoven 2-0, so they are on course to win the Eredivisie title for the first time in like 3 or 4 years. And Hato is playing mainly left back, but he can play as a centre back as well, so he's very versatile, and he already has 3 goals and 6 assists in 43 games for Ajax. He's a lot less expensive than Milos Kerkez. Is a totally different player, but I would sign Hato as a centre back mainly, and maybe make him third choice centre back behind Van Dijk and Konate. And I would also, give Jarrell Kwanzaa some minutes in some games, and I would sign Kerkez to be our main left back for next season alongside Andy Robertson. Samuel Thompson is reporting that Liverpool are at risk of losing Salah, and until Liverpool can announce that Salah signed a new contract, Saudi clubs are lurking and circling around Salah like sharks in the water. So according to the Telegraph newspaper, Saudi giants Al Hilal remain confident of signing Mo Salah this summer, and Salah is definitely interested in the move, but his main priority is to stay at Liverpool, and he will be interested in the move in the future. This contract saga has been simmering for months. And the contract concern now isn't just about Salah being silent It's the noise coming from Saudi Arabia. They lost Neymar in January, so they want Salah to be their new marquee signing. And they can offer Salah absolutely ridiculous wages. Neymar was on ridiculous wages. And Liverpool had hoped that Salah's focus on negotiations with Liverpool suggested a willingness to extend his stay. But that optimism is beginning to fade as negotiations drag on. And these lines of communication between Saudi clubs and Salah remain open, and that's a big concern for Liverpool. But Liverpool's hesitancy in offering concrete terms earlier, and Salah has repeatedly expressed his disappointment during the winter that Liverpool haven't offered him a contract. First he said, then he said that the negotiations are not progressing, not advancing quickly enough. That opened the door for outside interest. And that's why I feel Liverpool should have extended Salah's contract even before January the 1st. So no other club could even offer Salah huge wages. But maybe Liverpool wanted to see how Salah gets on throughout the whole season. And also we wanted to see whether Trent and Van Dijk leave or not. Now that Liverpool know Trent Alexander-Arnold is leaving, we can improve our wage offers to Salah, to Van Dijk, and we absolutely need to keep them both. They are both the best players in their position. The appeal for Salah is clear. The Saudi Pro League offers unmatched wages, star treatment, and a chance to become the face of a nation's sporting vision. And for the Saudis, Salah is more than a footballer. He is a cultural and commercial bridge between Europe, the Middle East and Africa. And with Ronaldo and Benzema already in the Saudi League, and Messi, of course, rejected the Saudi League, Salah is the next great jewel in their sights. He remains interested, reports the Telegraph, and even that glimmer of hope is enough for Saudi to go big. So Al Hilal know that Salah won't move before this summer's Club World Cup, but their confidence suggests they see time, money and influence all on their side. And this isn't just about Salah's future. Van Dijk's future is also uncertain, so Liverpool must act fast to prevent a leadership vacuum. If Salah leaves without Liverpool securing a clear successor, that would be very poor planning, negligence, and FSG would face absolute crisis of confidence from Liverpool fans for sure. And Liverpool have faced a transition before, but not like this. Liverpool didn't have 3 of their 4 best players running down their contracts at the same time. And while Liverpool sit pretty at the top of the Premier League, Liverpool are still 9 points ahead of Arsenal, with Arsenal winning against Fulham 2-1. If Fulham took their chances, it could have been a draw or even a Fulham win. But Liverpool just need to get their job done. We need to win our home games, and that will be enough to win the Premier League title. But we have away games against Leicester and Fulham, Chelsea, and Brighton as well, I think. So Liverpool need to get the job done as early as possible so we can relax, and hopefully after Liverpool won the title we can announce the contract extensions of Salah and Van Dijk. That would be absolutely brilliant. If Liverpool let their biggest stars leave, that sends an awful message to the rest of the squad, to the likes of Dominic Szoboszlai, McAllister, even Konate, whose contract is up in 1 year. That doesn't send a good message that Liverpool don't want to win. They don't want to keep winning major trophies, because if you keep Salah and Van Dijk, that sends a message that Liverpool are serious about winning the trophies now and in the immediate future as well. So Liverpool must move now. Either tie Salah down or be brave enough to say goodbye on Liverpool's terms and not someone else's. This is good news actually, that Sky Sports chief reporter Kaveh Solakol reported that Salah needs to make the first move if he wants to play in Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Pro League does not want a repeat of the situation in the summer of 2023 when Al Ittihad tried with a 100 plus 50 million pound bid, and Liverpool swiftly rejected it. Now there would have to be a clear indication from Salah that he wants to move to Saudi before any Saudi clubs make any firm offers to sign him. It looks like that means that Salah didn't get a firm, huge offer from Saudi, and the Saudi clubs are still waiting to see how this contract negotiation plays out. But Liverpool don't have much time. The season will be over in like 1.5, 2 months. So Liverpool need to act quickly and tie Salah down. And yes, he will be 33 years old in like 2.5 months. But I feel Salah can keep performing at the very highest level, and it's no secret that the Saudi clubs would like Salah to become one of their star names. Al Hilal is the most interested. Still, Liverpool can extend Salah's contract if we offer him higher wages and a good enough contract terms, 2-year contract on a little bit higher wages than what he is right now on. I think Salah would sign that, because I don't think Salah wants to go to Saudi right now. That's why Liverpool have an advantage. Salah still can play at the highest level, and I think he still wants to play and win trophies and break records in the Premier League and in Europe as well. So come on, Liverpool, get Salah's contract to an extension. And now let's talk about Arne Slot's very, very interesting interview, where he said that it's almost unacceptable to be outworked because Liverpool got outworked against Newcastle for sure in the cup final, no question, and in periods against Paris Saint-Germain as well. Liverpool looked tired, exhausted, and the intensity wasn't there against Newcastle, and maybe that was why Arne Slot blamed himself as well for not rotating much. But the Southampton game was very important for Liverpool. Arne Slot called it one of 3 cup finals in 2 weeks. If Liverpool slipped up against Southampton, that would have given Arsenal confidence in the title race. Winning against Southampton was almost as important as going through to the last 8 of the Champions League, but maybe rotating the midfield a little bit more would have helped Liverpool, because Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai have been ran into the ground in this period before the international break. Liverpool played 5 games in the Premier League in 15 days, and we played with almost the same midfield. And then we had to play, of course, Paris Saint-Germain home and away. We had the Southampton game in between, and Arne Slot didn't really rotate much. He didn't use Endo much, Harvey Elliott much. Even Darwin Nunez should have been used a little bit more. Maybe in the home game against Paris Saint-Germain, Jota doesn't look the same. It doesn't look right since he came back from injury. But Arne Slot said there was definitely a message to the players after we came back from the international break. They came in Saturday, we had the meeting you are talking about on Monday. The message is as simple as it has always been. Don't accept you are outworked by a team, which we were against, Newcastle. And if the stakes are so high, that is almost unacceptable, almost. It can happen in a season once or twice, but it shouldn't happen many times. And to be fair to Liverpool, it didn't happen many times to Liverpool. Liverpool have still only lost 1 game in the Premier League, and a few games, 2 games in the Champions League, one of them was meaningless. And that's the problem with the Champions League. If you had 1 bad game, then you are out of the competition. Liverpool probably had 1 bad and 1 mediocre game in the Champions League, which mattered, and that was enough for Liverpool to not take their chances against Paris Saint-Germain at home. That was fatal, because away from home, actually, Liverpool played badly, but still won. So at home, we actually played much better than in the League Cup final or in the PSG away game, and weirdly, we lost against Paris Saint-Germain because of not taking our chances. It was small margins. The League Cup final defeat was much more hurtful, in my opinion, because Liverpool just didn't turn up. I showed them the work rate, Arne Slot said, that they have put in for so many games in a row. PSG was a great example of that. So maybe I made the biggest mistake by not rotating enough. And Arne Slot, I think, probably realized that in hindsight that he should have rotated at least against Southampton. We could have even beaten Southampton with a midfield of Endo, Curtis Jones, and maybe Gravenberch or Szoboszlai. After 50-60 minutes, you can bring on the big guns if they are needed. Arne Slot thought there were 5 days in between for the Newcastle. They had enough rest. But again, it's too simple to only say we were outworked. We have to give credit to everything Newcastle did, and in the end we did concede a corner which wasn't down to a sprint or not tracking back. But the meeting is emphasizing on what made us where we are now. For me, that is, apart from quality, an incredible work rate every single game we played in the Premier League. And yeah, the problem is Arne Slot doesn't trust his substitutes as much. And he openly said that Harvey Elliott is not as good as Szoboszlai. Chiesa is not as good as Mo Salah. And that's, of course, obvious. But you rarely hear managers say that openly and admit that openly. So I can actually give credit to Arne Slot. He's very open, very honest. And what Liverpool need to do is give Arne Slot enough money so he can buy better backup players instead of having Endo or Harvey Elliott on the bench. Have players on the bench that Arne Slot trusts and isn't afraid to use. Because it looks like Arne Slot is fearful of if Endo starts in the Premier League, he will be outworked or outmuscled in midfield. Harvey Elliott, a similar story, outmuscled, I mean. Harvey Elliott is a brilliant player, he's a gem, he's a diamond, he's a magician, but physically he's not up to the standard. So you need to, I think Harvey Elliott works in a team which are surrounded by fast, dynamic, powerful midfielders. If you put Harvey Elliott alongside the likes of Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, I think it would work a lot better. But Liverpool need to structure their team a little bit differently using Harvey Elliott. And yeah, just honestly didn't fancy him much. Fabrizio Romano also said that Saudi League clubs wanted to buy Darwin Nunez and Atletico Madrid are interested in him. But now James Pearce said that he would be amazed if Darwin Nunez stayed at Liverpool after the summer. And Newcastle and Nottingham Forest are both interested in buying Darwin Nunez. I'm not sure they would pay as much as Saudi clubs for Darwin Nunez, but I wouldn't necessarily favor selling Nunez to Newcastle or Nottingham, because I just have a feeling Darwin Nunez would score goals against Liverpool because he would have a point to prove. I would sell Darwin Nunez to any club abroad, so either Atletico Madrid or a Saudi club, whoever offers the most for Darwin Nunez, I would sell him to that club. And Liverpool are preparing to sell Nunez. They would only accept a big transfer fee, which would be 60 to 70 million pounds. I'm not sure if any club would pay that. And Liverpool should be able to get good money for Darwin Nunez. And even though Newcastle have Alexander Isak, Nottingham Forest have Chris Wood, it looks like they are both in search of a new striker. Maybe Newcastle are fearful they would lose Isak, and maybe Nottingham Forest want a decent backup for Chris Wood or somebody who can alternate with Chris Wood. And definitely if Nottingham Forest qualify for the Champions League, which they are very likely to do, they beat Man United 1-0 yesterday, which I absolutely love. So then Nottingham Forest need more than just one proper striker to play in the Champions League, and Taiwo Awoniyi is not a Champions League level striker, let's be honest. Darwin Nunez is probably a good level for Nottingham Forest. He would definitely be an upgrade on Darwin Nunez. So let's see how much these Premier League clubs will bid for Nunez, who is definitely on the market. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.